What just happened was just not okay. And then we had the same conversation after the reunion because it happened actually on the reunion. They just didn't air it.
Welcome to Matcha with Mocha.
Today we're here with Brittany and AJ from the Queer Ultimatum. Thanks for spilling the tea with us.
Period.
Anytime.
I imagine this experience being very transformative, both mentally and emotionally. How do you feel like you guys grew during this experience as people?
In a situation like this, you're put in a lot of situations that you've never been in before, between your relationship that you're walking in there with, from being part of a production in general is a new thing. Having to be in close proximity with other people within this experience is not an experience with just us two, it's with five other couples. We grew by being more self-aware, more acknowledgeable, reflecting and thinking before we speak.
There was just so much that we don't see that, when you are actually watching it back, like I feel like I grew even more after the show just because you're watching everything back and you're like, wow, like, I understand that it's just everybody sees is optics, but for somebody that actually lived it, there's so much of that context that's missing. But through everybody else's lens, it's a certain narrative. And I think I grew in knowing that not everybody's going to understand your story. Not everybody's understand you. Not everyone's going to understand your relationship. And quite frankly, it's like really nobody's business. But at the same time, like, we went on this show to um, really get to the bottom of marriage is what we wanted. When you get to the end of this, it is a two-person choice. Like, she has a choice. I have a choice. I can get down on one knee and she could still say no. So I think there's just like an experience as far as like what really helped us change was yes, throughout the process, yes. But I think after the process was the most important part of this. I never blame the edit. I think what we saw is like it's hard to watch for sure, but for me it's what I said and what I did, and I want people to just know like just remember like one, I'm human, two, there's context missing, and three, I get it. But I think the growing part is the
Mhm.
secondary part of just living it with everybody else.
I feel like that's really cool and really interesting to kind of experience reflection in such a visual way, like actually seeing rather than being like, oh, what did I say? What could I have done differently? Like it's in front of you, and then there's online discourse of people telling you what you could have done differently.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a two-parter for sure because it was when we first watched it, it was like before we had to go to the reunion, like it was like a day before the reunion. So you're watching it sitting with yourself, and then the second part is the world watches, sits with you, talks about it, puts it on social media. So we got to see it through two different lenses. At first, like our own on our own and then sit with that for 3 weeks, and then to watch everybody else go through it, you're like, wow, like people just have so many different opinions, and like that's not anything that I saw for myself. So
Mhm.
interesting.
That must be a weird feeling. I'm just trying to protect your own mental health too.
Yeah.
I stayed off social media for at least week 1.5 because I couldn't do it. Like I think all the videos were something like of the nature, like I'm just here for a good time and all that stuff. But just interesting because some people saw me for just finding a trial marriage partner, and some people just saw me just not caring about Brittany, which is so not the case.
And was there anything behind the scenes that would surprise viewers? Maybe a moment that got cut or felt differently off camera?
Me and Bridget had an offside conversation where in her eyes, like she generally was just letting me know like how bad she felt for coming at me at the table. She had such strong feelings in the beginning. And then when she actually got to know me, she's like, I am so sorry. Like that, like I didn't know who you are. And I essentially just thought you were here for BS. And now getting to watch you throughout the entire journey of our process, like you're not who I thought initially. And I guess because you didn't have like a sense of urgency, like that scared me. And then we had the same conversation after the reunion because it happened actually on the reunion. They just didn't air it.
Interesting.
You see, the question is asked like, oh, how does everybody feel about AJ during dating week at the reunion?
Mhm.
Marita speaks first. It wasn't Ashley, it was Marita spoke first. Pilar apologized. Bridget apologized. And then Ashley said what she said. So it was like, what the heck? Like
Yeah.
everybody who knows me now like understands like I'm just a lover girl at heart. Like I care for a lot of people and it might come off a different vibe, but it really is not to be harmful. It's not to be malicious by any means. I just felt like we were all trying to date and be curious and we were told so many times not to think about our ex during that time. So everybody took their experience of what they needed to do during that like in a different route. I try to put everything on the back burner and just be in the moment.
My takeaway from watching the whole season, it does come off like we robbed your trial wife from
Hmm.
her journey on the
Hmm.
show, at least her first 3 weeks. That wasn't the case. It was edited specifically to show that me and AJ saw each other. And then it showed how your trial wife was just upset. And I think it
Hmm.
cuts out the part that she saw her original partner too.
Well, everybody
Well,
did.
everyone. I was gonna
So,
say all of them, all saw each other, and I was as a witness and seeing them all see each other too. So I think it's just interesting to see how the editing played a part in contributing to that, which is fine. I'm not mad because that is what happened. I was
it
just a
is what
week at it. We
happened.
talked about it
Yeah.
as you guys saw. Like we
But
were,
it's also like a piece of it is supposed to be entertaining to
yeah,
show a storyline. So, as you, a director, Bridget, would know. So,
yeah, yeah,
so
and it
yeah.
made sense to show that we saw each other, which was fine because I don't care because I wasn't hiding that part. I think the reason why they felt to highlight that was because us seeing each other and then Marie seeing her person and then it just the interactions were different. I think
Hmm.
that's what that anger that she was feeling carried on in your child marriage. So then it was relevant to show that we saw each other. I just want to say like everyone saw each other. So I don't really
Yeah.
we didn't rob. I left them alone. I even met with Marie too and she gave us the green light to see each other. Um
Interesting that that's not
That's not in
included.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like, I told her that I've tried to talk to her during the experience and just after she gave us the green light to see each other. And after that, we stayed in our respective trial marriages. But I can just tell that anger kind of lingered between you two. And it just seemed like y'all cannot get on the same page.
Yeah, I would choose Marie over again. The most important piece for me is like, here's somebody I came in here with 5 years. And if they, I don't care who it is, my mom could have called me, my brother could have called me, a best friend could have called me, anybody calling me, I'm going to be there. But my person of 5 years is calling me. One, she was not chosen at the choice. Two, she's living with somebody that she only dated for 10 minutes. Three, that same person she's living with wanted me. So I think that's a just very justifiable answer as to her saying, I'm going to leave this show because I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Like, I didn't even get chosen. And so for her to call me, it's more of like I just need someone to lean on throughout this. When I had that conversation with Marie, and this was off camera, but it was literally like a day after the choice, I said, look, my person is not okay. And she needs me right now. Are you okay with me seeing her? And she said, please go run to Brittany because I wanted to check on her, like, and make sure she was okay. Because that what just happened was just not okay. The tagline that we robbed someone of their experience when everybody came here knowing the risk, everybody signed the same dotted line I signed. So
Yeah.
it's not really robbing anybody if you knew A, the person you came here with, B, what you were signing up for, and C, you could have left at any point in time.
I feel so lucky just to like even be able to speak with you guys today. You guys are
No, we are actually super honored that we got to have Matcha with you guys and meet Mocha and have a great conversation and play the newlywed game. Like, this was so much fun and the best way to end my freaking workaholic Monday. So, thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.